Hey guys, Dawn here from Dragoart, and today we're going to be learning how to draw Pewdiepie, the popular YouTube star who does a lot of funny gameplays. A lot of people requested this guy, so I decided to go ahead and draw him in a caricature style. So I'm going to be showing you the basics on how I draw his face, the extreme facials, and a bit of his torso, the neck and shoulders. So what you want to do is you want to start with the basic guidelines, and I start off with a roughly drawn circle, and I go ahead and cross-hatch that with a vertical and horizontal guideline, which is going to help me proportion the facial features accurately. And because he's going to be a 3/4 view, I kind of pushed the guidelines to the right. I'm going to be drawing the eye widened expression because Pewdiepie is normally either extremely surprised or screaming loudly most of the time, and because of that we have to give him extreme expression in the eyes. I'm going to begin by drawing the bridge of his nose and the nostrils, and I'm pointing it upwards in a slant because this is going to further the exaggerated look of his mouth. It's going to help bring the mouth out. So I'm going to start with a short tipped mouth, and it's going to form a widened mouth. And I'm going to be drawing the teeth. It's going to be framed in the shape of the mouth as well as the tongue. I'm going to darken this real dark later when I go to the shading. And mind you that I'm using a 2H Dower Rowney pencil. And you can get these pencils anywhere. It comes in a set. I'm going to start adding short strokes for the underneath of the eye, which is wrinkles, and the more wrinkles you add to the corner of the eyes, the more stressed and excited the emotion will appear. So the more details you add to an emotion, or the details you add to a drawing concept, the more powerful the drawing will seem, or exaggerated. I'll start drawing the shape, the face shape, and because Pewdiepie has rather strong features, I'm going to give him a large chin, and because of this, later on I'll be drawing a sort of indent in the middle of the chin. I'm going to start drawing his haircut, and he has the normal fringe haircut like most guys his age. And basically I'm framing his face shape, and I'm adding a lot of locks overlapping his forehead. To get tapered hair strands, it's best to draw them as fast as possible and try to make the tips flow in the same curve as the undercurve, so it looks even. And it's best to draw the hair in various directions, like the tufts of hair, so it looks realistic and it doesn't look stiff or boring. You want to have as many directions in the movement he's in as possible. I know right now he looks like Shaggy, like a caricature Shaggy, but it gets better as I start shading. I'm going to add a little bit of detailing to, again, stress the emotion, exaggerating. And remember to draw lightly with your pencil, especially a 2H pencil, because otherwise it will leave a dark indent in the paper that you can't get rid of unless you color it in the same direction it's indented in. So now I'm going to erase my base sketch because I want a clear, strong line weight when I go over it with a darker graphite softness. So I don't want the sketch to look extremely sketchy where you can't make out any of the major detailing. So this is the reason why I erase before I go into inking, pencil inking. So I'm going to take a 6B pencil. It should come with the kit of the Rowney pencils. And I'm going to start outlining by keeping my line weights varied per detail. Like, I would have very thick line weights around the outline of the drawing rather than thick line weights throughout the whole drawing where some of the details aren't as important as the outline, which keeps the composition together. It's best to take your time with drawing shapes like circles and sharp curves or even long length curves, because otherwise you'll end up making them squiggly, and that'll lead to a unappealing drawing. Try to slant your hand in an angle where the lines become easier to flow as you draw on them. Like, don't keep the paper straight on and try to draw curves like I'm doing now, otherwise you'll have a higher risk of totally scribbling the line and it won't come out as you anticipated. Now I'm going to take my same 6B pencil and I'm going to start shading in hatched lines, single hatched lines. And this will just make the drawing pop. And it's best to start from dark to light. So what I would suggest when hatching is you start off with a simple one line and then you start hatching within that line. This will establish a sort of boundary as you hatch, so you don't, totally go out of the region and mess up the drawing. And then you can further the hatching by going over it again, making it darker. And I would only do this for areas that have deep cast shadows, like underneath his neck and underneath those locks of hair at his forehead. Also notice that I'm taking a 2H pencil and I'm going over some of the white so it doesn't look too white, and it kind of fills in those shadows a bit more so they don't look too separated apart from each other, the lines. Around the figure and draw these far apart hatches to intensify the emotion he's feeling along with the perspiration. So with all that said and done, this is the finished Pewdiepie, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for viewing, and stay tuned for more.